of a sudden they're completely different heroes. I'm pretty interested to see this Veno shard. I think the biggest one is perhaps the Shadow Demon with the Disseminate.
Yeah,
like this is a really big change for the hero. You're getting rid of a spell and Soul Catcher that used to help him deal with super tanky heroes. In theory, Disseminate can use that tankiness against him. Like, are you gonna throw it on the Pudge? Or are you throwing it on Bristle? Or are you throwing it on this Veno when they go on Veno? That seems pretty cool. Like, you're gonna take a huge amount of damage. That damage is gonna get spread around. So I'm kind of excited to see how the Shadow Demon interacts with the game. You know, can he deal with some of the same things he used to? Does he abuse them just as hard? And early disruption into that Blood Rig.
Yeah, they are going to get a blast in from the Coddle, but it's... Oh, maybe the hook! They can go for the deny, and they get it. Mickey manages to land that one just before the rest of the Fnatic hits come in. So they managed to stave off first blood. Very nicely played.
Operation Save Your Bristle from the club coming in.
Yeah, and it does mean Pudge has hook first, but because of the mid matchup, that is actually kind of what you want to have anyway. So...
He's not going to be too sad about that one.
No, certainly not. I wonder how Pudge is going to feel about the new jungle areas. If it's easier or not for him.
Probably doesn't mind. I mean, he'd rather use hook on a large camp if he's gonna leave the lane and come back. So I'd imagine he's probably one of these heroes that doesn't care. He's also one of the highest base damages of the game. And again, they picked this Pudge into the puck. It's a matchup we saw Aster Ori trying to abuse a lot at the last tournament. So they get this matchup. You get this super large base damage differential. Puck doesn't have the small camp to fall back on. More disruption, trying to stop the body block from coming through, but Zai does get it off. This will force the creep wave under the tower for Palos. Some nice equilibrium exchange. It's going to help this Nyx play the lane a lot.
Oh yeah, certainly. And then we're going to see the opposite on this side of things, where Insania is just going to be blasting down the wave alongside the Bristleback, pushing in with constant quills.
I'm curious to see how much Insania is going to try and stack, because they have Bat, Pudge, and Bristleback.
Yeah.
Very fast jungle clears. The stacks could be rampant here. Coddle loves to do it because he can stack 3 to 4 camps, or at least he used to on Dire. I don't know how much it's changed.
Nice use of the disruption there. Disrupt the bat, secure the range creep deny. It's a pretty nice play.
It'll be also interesting to see how this bat functions in the duel lane. So far, we've been seeing it mid in this type of one-on-one.
Yep. Where
the Napalm AoE or some of this damage can add up, help you CS. When you're giving double stick charges over, sometimes this hero ends up beating more HP than he ends up doing.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about the whole damage coming out from Sticky Napalm. In a way, it does kind of like offset the fact that you are giving away those stick charges, right?
At the higher levels, for sure, I think it helps. Early on, maybe you're still a bit worried giving, you know, double full wands away here.
Sure, yeah.
It's just free combos off cooldown. Still, you're playing a lane with Nyx, so as long as they get out of this bottom lane with XP, I think Liquid's going to be pretty happy here.
All right, we've just been watching them just disrupt into Bloodright over and over again. Mostly just a bunch of CS battle going between the two. Meanwhile, this lane is obviously kind of dangerous for, well, both sides. I was mostly thinking about the toss back into the Venomancer. Sounds pretty dangerous, but you could see just the constant pressure that's coming out from these Coddle Blasts, as well as the Quills is keeping jabs low and keeping from Fnatic from being able to get on the aggressive.
Still nice equilibrium and some nice XP for this Veno. He has boots already. Extra stick charges.
Here they are.
Really nice start.
The flag bearers.
That's what you're
They're
so
on their way. Look at this. Matoma Man taking a lot of damage. He's trying to front here so they can actually get a successful hard camp pull off, which he'll take a lot of damage for it, but if it's successful, it's good, but it looks like he's going to be dying for this, is maybe they can go for the deny. They miss it. Jabs gets the first blood, overdoing it and trying to secure the hard camp pull, and the Fnatic not only getting the kill, but also being able to get there to get probably a good number of the last hits as well.
That was the flag bearer wave too, so the Ursa was having some trouble there.
Oh yeah, that's true. The creeps just weren't dying.
It was pretty tanky. It killed one. Insania does get the big creep blast at the end. Little salvaging, but this lane is going very good for Veno. I think usually if the early waves go well for Veno, he's very happy versus almost any melee hero in the game. The damage just adds up way too much over the long term. We'll see what he decides to rush. Probably Vessel, I'd imagine, in this game. Maybe there's some other build. Especially with DJ with the early tree, the tree throw point.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have that combo like you were saying, toss him under the tower. This lane only gets deadly over time for Matamba.
You know, there is something about that Venomancer. I'm not sure about the shard, but for this game, what could be really important is the talent change. Because now we have that level 10 talent where you have the 20% Poison Sting health regen reduction against a Bristleback and a Pudge. So I actually feel like that could be maybe the more impactful change in this game.
Super nice versus these heroes.
Yeah.
That's again where some of this fundamental gold XP change, like how fast do heroes like Pudge and Bristle, who are super item timing dependent, get to these, and how much does it counteract some of the elements in Fnatic's draft that are trying to deal with that tankiness. You have things like the Bloodseeker Shard that can come on later as well. Maybe even the new Blood Mist. I mean, you can you can BKB and be immune to the damage now. Is that enough to put this Bloodseeker Ags into the game? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, could be. Could be.
It was rated as like the worst for so long. You were thinking about that one. You know, you'll give it to me. So it'll be interesting to see how they get there. Again, that's where I think the stacks seem super important for Liquid here.
Listen, and I'm convinced the Bloodseeker Ags could be good if you have a Pudge on your team. That's the only time, right? He eats the Bloodseeker. Then he doesn't take the damage.
Mist in the rot. Put it on the Centaur cart and drag him in.
There you go. That sounds like a dream combo. You can see them constantly having to just TP away from this Bat Rider when they do go for the Firefly. So Fnatic doing a really good job of not giving away any kills to this aggro dual lane.
Yeah, pretty quiet game kills-wise, but I still feel like Fnatic's going to be pretty happy with how these side lanes are going.
Oh, yeah.
And remember, this is also another cool synergy, Bloodseeker Veno. This is some old-school tech, but it's still really powerful, especially versus these huge tanky heroes from Liquid. You're going to get the percent burn going. It's going to pump this Bloodseeker up to massive levels. He's going to just start chunking people.
Yeah, and especially combined with the Shadow Demon that you were talking about before.
Yeah,
so
put it on him, let him run in.
Put it on the Venomancer, or maybe you get a bunch of poison on the Bristleback, you put it on the Bristleback, he's doing damage to his allies while just sitting around. Yeah, there's a lot of cool like AoE damage that's going to enable this Bloodseeker to go Sonic speed.
Matumba, he knows what's coming. He's going for Hood over the Vanguard this game. I think Bristles would prefer to go Vanguard in terms of dealing with the stacks and Ancient farming later. Just sure. It's a nicer item on the hero. He knows he might be going for both.
He's got to go both.
Yeah, he's just trying to tank up as much as he can in this game early. Knows the pressure's coming.
Fnatic well aware of all the stacking that's going to be going on here.
Oh,
so
yeah.
They see some of the dire stacks here. They also see this hard camp stack. So they may not be able to prevent the last hits from going over to Liquid mostly here, but they can at least share in the experience.
Being able to contest those is going to be a big deal for them. If the Veno is strong enough, which again, his early game, it's going to propel him to be strong enough if he gets some earn charges to be able to go in that jungle and contest some of the stacks. Even if DJ's just leeching the XP like you said, It's a huge deal here because this is really what the Liquid lineup wants to do.
Oh, big kill. Palos gets a little bit low, but he had so many stick charges, so he should be good. In fact, there's going to be a disruption. No Blood Right follow-up, though. Both sides are just, it's stick mania up here. Toss back. Well, they've got the coil and the toss back. Really nice combo executed by Fnatic that is going to get the kill onto Matumba Man.
Nice rotation for Armel. 7 minutes, so he's not missing out on the rune or anything. And there's no small camps for Mickey to steal, so maybe losing even a little less.
I feel like Pudge would definitely be farther ahead in the old previous patch, just because he farmed the easy camp so well. He is going to find a free kill here, and Januel is just kind of ends up walking through the nighttime jungle straight into the open arms of the Pudge, but they are going to be going for these stacks.
Yeah, some nice steal there for Armel. Armel has...
But that does leave Palos alone, and that is a big kill that Zai picks up, and he's going to cut the next wave, put some pressure on this tower. So even if Fnatic, they're putting a lot of tension up here, it does cost them something with Palos going down.
Very nice pickup for Zai. Huge amount of XP going his way. Fnatic really trying to apply pressure with this Veno, who's super strong right now.
Mickey coming in from behind. See if he can bail out Insania here with a nice hook onto the Tiny. Insania, it looks like he's going to be okay.
Give him the flesh heaps.
Yes.
Already up to 2.
Beginning of stacks.
I was going to say, we were talking about this mid matchup where Pudge should be farther ahead. Armel actually did very well in this matchup.
Yeah,
he had like 10 denies to Mickey's 4. I think normally you really like to ramp up that CS differential higher in this type of matchup. So, again, you're saying, well, where's the Pudge network? Some of that's small camp. Some of that's also just Armel boss.
Yeah. 2-man smoke up. DJ TP's mid, smokes the Armel puck, and they're going to rotate down to bottom here.
Trying to keep the Bloodseeker on the lane because he was having issues, like you said, in that 1v1. Even with Boxy lurking around here. Maybe even going to try and bait Zai in a little bit.
There's a Lance of Pursuit pickup. Seeds of Serenity, just a bit of heal. They go for the coil. Palos throws down the Rupture too. So they've got an ultra combo with this toss back. Snaps the coil and does a bunch of Rupture damage. Mickey pulling Boxy back to safety. Maybe not what he intended to do, but probably for the best.
Medevac TP, or probably not what he exactly wanted out of that TP rotation. I'm going to set Zai back a little here. He did skill the lasso during that gank. Doesn't get to use it. Another big coil kill for Armel. If you rotate this puck like that, you really got to make it work. Make this pay off for him. The upside is you do give Johnwell XP on mid for the Shadow Demon, and I think Shadow Demon is a hero. I think the best game I saw recently was Maposhka at Arlington. Like that Shadow Demon just went ham. If you get the early levels on this hero and you get early Arcane Boots, he's a completely different hero than, you know, Winlay Shadow Demon trying to get to level 5.
Yeah.
So I would really like to see them prioritize the Shadow Demon this game.
Like a squid at the first sign of danger, Jabs just ejects everything out there. He sees the Bat Rider and actually somehow baits him in as Zai just kind of kept running for a kill that he wasn't going to get and just walks into the arms of DJ. And now Insania is in a bit of trouble too. Fortunately, Matumba Man's here to kind of bail him out so they won't be able to go for any dives behind the tower. Does have the Hood and the Vanguard ready to go, so Matumba Man is getting tanky enough to deal with this combo.
Yeah, you got some Seeds of Serenity, you know? Plant for some extra regen. Help your boys out. Just chasing DJ down. Force the TP.
Oh, it still gets the kill. Damn, that was actually, I mean, he got a second Quill hit in there thanks to the cooldown reduction from the Keeper of the Light, and it just casually bursted the Tiny down. That lack of armor for him. Coil, gonna be able to catch Insania here. Should be no problem getting this kill.
Little tanky heal.
The heal, but
Last tick.
Last tick of the urn is gonna be able to pull it off, and Armel just runs out, no problem. And Fnatic are forcing a lot of rotations out of Liquid, but it does feel like getting the objectives after these kills, after these moves, seems to be really hard for them.
And the best place to do it is kicking these heroes out of top, letting this Veno go to town on the tower. Matumba's just early Hood into Vanguard. He's not too worried about accelerating the jungle. He's just sitting here planning himself, saying, come at me, bro. What are you going to do? I'm ready to fight. Pretty tanky. He has that chakra magic behind him. He has the TP that can come in from the Pudge to help turn things around. The early bots on Zai as well. This is going to be a bat that can play the map, help farm and scale into this game, which I think is the right approach here. I think Liquid's playing for that later timing where the strength of Coddle Nyx is. You know, Coddle Bat can shove the waves in, Nyx finds the pick off, play off that.
You go for the disruption, then Tiny TP in with the Purge and another TP coming in from Jabs. Zai will fall again. I feel like Fnatic is making all these nice maneuvers. Oh, Armel's in trouble. He's been grabbed, and Boxy's going to be able to deliver the finishing blows here with a Vendetta and a final swing from Mickey. And Fnatic will not be able to catch anybody on the retreat either. 12-minute power rune, too, very important.
Oh, Jabs
ends up being top.
Wants to fight that rune. Ends up being stuck bottom on this Veno, so just giving up on this top tower aggression. Just saying, all right, we're going to play a static map for the time being. And he also has bots on himself, so this is, again, a build. It's going to help this Veno clean up a lot more farm on the map. He's second in net worth, pretty much pulling his team through this early game in terms of damage output along with the coil. His decisions on where he wants to fight and how he wants to do it are going to be the most pivotal thing for Fnatic here. Zai trying to pick up a freebie.
And that'll be a free Flesh Heap stack for Mickey.
Number 4.
It's getting big. I'm just concerned that, like, Fnatic is running around getting all these kills sometimes, but Liquid seems to be getting just a lot of farm. They're just chilling. They're just sitting in their lanes, farming up. This is going to be their first real big move where they brought all these heroes into mid lane, so it seems like they think it's time. Mid tower needs to die. And Venomancer, try as he might to hold it, these heroes may just be too tanky for Fnatic.
This is the type of fight Fnatic would like to be able to take, and they just might not have the firepower.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have the puck. Armel's pushing out the top lane right now.
He's trying to trade. I think this feels bad for Jabs, so he's just watching his tower go down. He would love to get somebody tossed into him here, some sort of rupture fight going. Veno's very strong right now.
Yeah, and so they take the tower, and already you could see Zai sets up to defend the rest of the top. They do have the coil and the glyph. They protect the creep, allowing Jabs to be able to complete that Boots of Travel TP in. Nicely played by Fnatic.
Even saw how he ran there. He's like worried about TPs coming in and them trying to turn. Doesn't want to get hooked. Doesn't want to feed away his life.
Well, Fnatic with the numbers should at least get a tower out of this situation. I can't imagine Liquid are going to try and defend.
They might here. Depends how strong Mickey thinks he is. I guess not that strong. So yeah, tower will go down. Armel up to his Witchblade. Veno up to this Vessel bots. But like you said, Batu is just cleaning up the map in this game. Hood, Vanguard, Ogre Club, Point Booster Gold on top.
Boxy does manage to land the Impale, nice pull back in with the hook. That is a dead Bloodseeker. Zai's going to go for more. The Boots of Travel, he's got the Sticky Napalm on Januel. Now he does have a Disruption, so maybe he can buy himself a bit more time.
How fast are you?
Yeah, how much are they going to go for the dive with the Blink forward? They get the hook, and that'll be a second one. Seeds will not save you there, sir.
Almost rather die sooner. He doesn't get the Flesh Heap stack.
Yeah,
it just took him so long. Mick can catch up. Number 6. Early Blink Dagger for him as well, so he really wants to be active in this game. 6-0. Been a part of 7 of 8 kills. He's really been the tempo setter for Liquid here.
How do you think Fnatic's lineup is going to scale? Because I'm looking at this, I'm a little bit concerned that Liquid's getting just so much farm in this Bristleback, but can Fnatic compete with them going late? Nice catch here on Tabak. Oh no! The toss doesn't quite allow them to be able to finish it off, and now it's going to be the Puck who dies instead. Armel pops a Fairy Fire. Maybe he has a coil, but he doesn't have a way out. No spells available. Nyx Assassin is getting low. DJ's going to finish him off with the Avalanche, and the Bat Rider snaps the coil and dies to the Purge. Now Matuma Man charging forward, going after DJ, who will just TP out. Mickey eats him first, though. A 7th Flesh Heap stack for the big bull.
He is getting big. he is very big, man. This is gonna be an uphill battle in the mid game for Fnatic. It feels like just how much farm is on these tanky heroes. I mean, Zai is pretty far back, but he's just playing sacrificial. He's got the Lance. No, that's an interesting item for Bat Rider. We'll see if it pays off. Just running in, sacrificing his life on every coil, it feels like.
Invisibility.
It gives 200 mana?
Damn straight.
I was so focused on the passive of it. I was like, okay, that's some interesting. Like, I feel like that's a little OP, but 200 mana on top of that. Damn.
Versatility. Talking about the scale of Fnatic, like you were mentioning, their scale seems pretty decent if they get to the items. I mean, Shadow Demon, you have multiple demonic purges that can come out with the breaks. The percent damage from Veno, amping up this Bloodseeker will eventually get a shard of his own. Multiple ruptures. We've seen Puck, if he gets to Octarine territory, he might be the same hero. That's a bit of an unknown to me. His talents got shifted around.
Yeah.
You have to imagine, though, in a very late game scenario, Fnatic should be happy with the amount of kiting potential they have. Still, I've seen this Pudge do crazy things, and I mean, Mickey's having a great game.
We still have the that Bloodseeker talent, the Rupture talent. Does
Double Rupture?
No, the one that does percentage based. Top of man.
Yeah, 10%. So even more. Little poke purge.
Yeah, he looks super tanky, but the bigger kill is on the side here. Insania goes down first, but a blink forward from Mickey.
Nice
almost
disruption.
Catching beautiful disruption with the Shadow Demon, but it's not enough. Armel could not get out in time. Oh, and the hook back. Mickey says, where are you going? Well, apparently it's Mickey who's got to go. This fight looks like a disaster, as now, with the comeback here of Armel, they're just going to be able to run over Liquid, and Mickey turns a little piggy, but it can't run fast enough, and Zai, all he could do was just sit and watch on the sidelines as the rest of his allies fall.
Armel with the buyback orb there to get right back into that fight after they thought it was going to be a 5-on-4.
Yeah, that was a nasty play by him.
Yeah, that disruption super on point too. Forced them to stand around and commit a little longer. Buys time for Palace to get in here with this Bloodseeker. Goes pure Ferrari mode and just cleans them up on the backside. Maelstrom procs for days. Absolutely beautiful execution from Fnatic. I mean, you'd rather not use that Puck buyback if you don't have to, but I'm sure Armel's happy to take that and push his Bloodseeker up to number 2 here. It's going to do a lot. And again, this draft is centered around this Palace Bloodseeker, right? It's about amping him up, getting in there, prolonging the fight until Liquid's cores, your Flesh Heap goes down, your Bat Rider lassos out. Then this hero is going to clean up the fight.
Yeah, and you've got some nice one-to-one answers against the Bristleback, hurting his mobility, percentage-based damage, pullback. Onto the Shadow Demon, trying to get aggressive. They do manage a really good coil and silence, and it'll be Boxy who dies for it. A toss from the low ground from DJ secures that kill. Very nicely done. But still, it's the big fat boys that are sitting in front of the tower that is preventing Fnatic from translating kills into objectives.
It's going to be a farm game. That's also just not the fight Fnatic's ready to take when they're all sitting under a tower like that, Coddle's behind them. Back and come in at the end of the fight instead of being the one getting coiled right off the bat.
Yeah.
It's just a brick wall you're not ready to chow down into quite yet.
Yeah, a big part of that Fnatic fight earlier was the fact that they killed the Coddle first, right? So they didn't have to worry about these big heals and blasts that come in to help the tanky
Take
heroes.
the supports out, get your Venomancer goo on top of these tanky heroes, start whittling them down, then Bloodseeker comes in.
Zai, they had a successful scan on him. He's got to get out of here. Spotted. DJ jumps right on top of him with the combo, and Zai falls again. He has been picked apart by Fnatic this game.
He's getting hunted, man.
Yeah.
I feel for him. This is a rough game for him. You know, I hope he's fist bumping Mickey and Matumba next to him, you know, every death. Like,
yeah.
That was for you.
Don't worry, boys. More space for you. Okay, but all the space in the world, but eventually Liquid's got to get to a point where it's time to actually, you know, jam with this Bristleback Pudge. I thought it was going to be Aghanim Scepter on Bristleback, right? That's usually go time to start bulldozing everything down.
Especially with how strong he was. I mean, Hood, Vanguard, and Ags. There's a lot of early game investment to hit that power spike, especially with Coddle behind you, who wants to use your hero to bulldoze into them. Like you said, no Roshan forcing here. Not a huge amount of Fnatic's map taken away from them. Seems like Liquid's just trading with Sai getting killed on the side of the map. I agree. I would like to see Liquid try and make some move here, get something going. Maybe they're waiting for this Pudge BKB, but I mean, that's so far away at this point.
Yeah, it does feel like they're going to be waiting for the double BKBs on Bristle and Pudge, but it's going to be a while. Also, Nyx Assassin going an Aghanim Scepter. I mean, going into any objective that Liquid is already preemptively set up on sounds just ass. It just sounds terrible.
I feel like it goes both ways. If Fnatic gets set up with some Venom wards and Bloodseeker's hitting Roche, you have to fight into that. It gets really weird. It might be a game of who sets up on the spot they want first.
And who can get the right kind of initiation before the setup is there, like on this Bristleback. So much damage already from the tossback with Rupture. Matumba Man is dead.
Absolutely destroyed. Nice smoke ink into this triangle. If Liquid's just going to try and farm the map, this is the type of move you want to make punish that Ancient Farmer. Get some vision out if you can get it. Transition it potentially into a mid-tower here. 40 seconds, no Bristle. It's a little spooky with the hooks and the fight being taken if he respawns. Still, I think it's a decent opportunity to take this, try and open up the map even more.
Yeah, time to go for it. The Glyph will delay him, but feel like, especially since they've got that BKB still for Palos, no sense in waiting any longer. So that puts Fnatic in a slight net worth lead now, but as we've been kind of elaborating on, this feels like a game that is going to be very slow and drawn out just due to the fact that both sides have some crazy defensive capabilities.
I mean, this Bristle's damage got nerfed. I don't know if I'm super comfortable just farming here for Liquid. John Wells just going to start farming in Ags. I mean, why not? He's going to get triple break at some point. Your Bristle's going to have a very sad time in these fights. Even your Bat, these purges, so annoying for him. Zai went this bot's BKB build. You can't just run in and lasso someone. There's a disruption threat, there's a purge threat. You ideally want your Nyx initiating or this Pudge finding the puck. It's not going to be the easiest time through the Venom wards.
Yeah.
Very annoying lineup for Liquid to force things into, and yet you do feel like they need to find something here in the next 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, the Bristleback, I mean, when you talk about this late game nerf of the Warpath, you're basically talking about 50 less damage when he's level 18, when he gets max out stacks, and then an extra minus 70 damage off of the 25 talent as well. So, you know, that's 120 damage loss when you're a level 25 Bristleback with max stacks. You know, that means a lot.
Your damage also might not matter if you get triple Purge broken.
Yeah.
And you're Galed, and you're Ruptured, and you're getting tossed through all of it.
It does kind of beg the question, like, how does Liquid get on top of Fnatic to allow the Bristleback to go ham in the first place, or allow the Pudge to go in the first place?
That's what I'm saying. There's so much kiting potential.
And Zai's having a bad game, so it's not like he can really set that up for them.
It's a tough scenario. I think ideally this Liquid lineup wanted to be in position where they had an Aegis around this time. Matumba could force Fnatic's heroes out of aggressive areas, and it sets up for this Nyx bat pick-off to go to work.
Right.
Just hasn't happened. This Veno had such a good early game, it stalled him out. And that one fight on the triangle put Palace in such a strong position.
BKB1 online for Matumba Man. Mickey also has the BKB.
Right, here's the smoke.
This is the must-win scenario for Liquid.
Double BKB.
Boxy gonna find. He misses Januel, but the hook. Oh, good disruption. I mean, he's still dead, but hey, he bought some time at least.
Yeah, but Fnatic on the backside.
They do catch Insania. They also have a good lasso onto the Venomancer. They can kill him fast enough. He does manage to get off his ultimate. That may allow the Bloodseeker to go to him here as he starts going for it, but the TP out. Zai's going to be okay thanks to the Dismember coming in from Mickey. No, he's not. He actually does still die. Oh, no, the hook! Right in the way. Armel's going to be able to jump to the other side of these trees away from the Bristleback. Palace is out. How did that happen?
He's surrounded by all of them in the backside getting dismembered. I thought he was dead for sure. He turns, gets the kill on Bat, heals him up, runs out of there, just TPs. That looked like a terrible fight for Fnatic, and somehow it kind of got salvaged. I don't know, between the Shadow Demon dancing shoes, the reinitiation on the back end, they even got a Coddle buyback out of all that yielded nothing for him. Like, that was the double BKB timing for Liquid. Doesn't get transitioned into a Roshan, doesn't get transitioned into more map control. Fnatic pulling a rabbit out of their hat.
Jeez.
That fight looked rough.
I mean, Palace just worked through him there, and then unfortunately Matumba Man slightly in the way. Armel also with a nice jump over on the trees, gets the Nyx Assassin kill and gets out. Now
Fnatic
Liquid still, they have to feel strong, but Fnatic is going to be able to find the opening again. The Nyx Assassin immediately buys back. Again, Liquid has to use this timing and win this fight, otherwise it feels like the game's going to stall out. Armel, he has an orb.
Didn't get the blink.
He's got a silence. He's got a coil, but he gets caught. Nice hook there from the Pudge to be able to grab him.
That was a needed kill too.
It was.
Well, that's your second support buyback here in the last few minutes. Still trying to force this Roshan off the back of it. This Radiant Ward. Fnatic putting it to good use, and it's still up. All right, Zai is finally going to deward it here. This is the Roshan that Matumba wanted a little bit ago. He'll still take it now. It's going to be huge for them if they can get it. Armel, that's his dieback, right? He's dead for 60 so long.
Ooh, they got to be careful. With no Armel.
Is Jabs crazy enough to take this fight? I've seen some crazy stuff from him.
Matumba Man's taking a lot of damage from all this. The heals are going to come through from Insania, but still not that much. Jabs going for it. He force-steps in. He's going to try and grab it if he's already been lassoed. Oh, they jump in from DJ, but no. Matumba Man grabs the Aegis in time, and they will manage to just outright win this fight. Bloodseeker has a lot of low heroes. He might be able to clean up Boxy first. He goes through the Spike Carapace with his BKB. Now he starts running through Matumba Man. It looks like the heal will save him from the purge damage, so Matumba Man actually keeps the Aegis intact.
Narrow. That's what I was saying, man. Jabs, this guy, if he feels like something's right to do, he's just doing it. He does not care. Throws his life in there. Perfectly happy to get off an amazing ult on all of them. You can see the power of that combo powering up this Bloodseeker. I mean,
yeah, it was so close to being amazing, right? Because if Palos had been free enough to be able to run down all these heroes, I mean, the Spike Carapace play as well as the miss percentage chance kind of like screws him a little bit. He's not able to do quite enough to Matumba Man to take away that Aegis. I feel like that might have been worth it if they could take away the Aegis. Sadly, not quite. Nobody quick enough on the fingers to beat out Matumba Man.
Did he have Disseminate on him too? This spell.
Oh yeah, I'm not even sure what it looks like.
Track. Yeah, I don't. Does it even have an indicator? I don't know. Is it being thrown out here? Is there damage? I hope so. You know, it probably is doing something in these fights. Also, the shard on Jabs, he picks it up now. It's also got a specialist array. Seems pretty interesting on Veno.
Oh yeah,
extra attacks out.
I wasn't sure about this item. I was like, this feels kind of weird. But then I saw a Templar Assassin picked it up, and it looked like Cyblades was working with it. Now I'm seeing.
I mean, I would assume anything works if it's something new. I mean, hell, 8 stats on everything.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Attack modifiers aren't supposed to be able to work, so I don't know if the poison's going to work here, the poison sting, but we'll see.
Still probably looks cool, though.
Yeah, and that's the most important part of playing Dota, right? It's looking cool.
I mean, if I've learned anything over 10 years of battle passes, it's that style trumps all.
That is true. Style makes the money. Latent toxicity. So, I mean, I felt like the big thing about it is it's a nice counter to like the Lotus Orbs, and just being able to actually get a stun on Venomancer. So if you Gale somebody, you latent toxicity them, Lotus Orb to be able to purge it off, and boom, they get stunned and take a bunch of damage.
I mean, I've been told it goes through BKB too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like if you put it on someone and they BKB, it stuns them through BKB. I mean,
Really?
Fog told me that. I'll call him out.
Okay.
So if it's wrong, you can blame him.
All right,
You know,
all right.
I'm
I mean, that sounds like a crazy good
it, so.
BKB counter
Yeah.
for Venomancer.
If it does that, I think it's insanely good, right? Because you put it on the Pudge or Bristle, they BKB if they get stunned. That seems worth it alone.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. We'll see, but that's what I've been told.
Also, we got to keep an eye. This is very important for the next team fight. We need to watch this Bristleback, all right? I need to see this Ogre Seal Club. I want to watch him flop into the fight.
Blink and you'll miss it. This is not the flop of old, son. This is the upgraded flop.
Oh, yeah? Is it really fast?
It's like a missile, man. He just shoots him in there. Learned a little thing or two from Labyrinth.
It sounds great for a Bristleback in a game that he already has issues being kited. Having any kind of extra mobility sounds pretty nice.
This item looks great all the times I've seen it. It's just an extra mobility item, basically, with added benefits, right? You get some slow, get a couple bounces. Stylish as well, like we were talking about.
True. Very important to be stylish.
You know Bristleback likes his clubs. Armel getting stunned here, looking for the Nyx. Does have a gem.
Mickey actually wants to be able to fight this one. It's just the two of them. I mean, the rest of Liquid is coming in soon. He's got the BKB. He's big, he's bad, he's tanky, and DJ's going to be pulled back in. They also have the last one, the Shadow Demon. All important. The two supports are dead, but Mickey has just been torn apart by Palos, but his BKB is going to wear out, and now he's going to be slowed down by Matumba, and he managed to get the club onto him, but Palos, it's a slow, not a stun, so he just TP'd straight out. Armel, is he going to be okay here? He's got another orb, and Zai doesn't have a lasso, so... Should be jabs. Absolutely fearless. Looking to go straight for the Batrider kill and TP out. Oh my God, the balls on that man.
That's how you play Veno right there. You taking some notes? Always go in, never retreat. I mean, you retreat after you go in. You know that's
sure,
right?
yeah.
Always go in.
There's a sensible time to retreat. Yeah. Also helped that he had that the armor item.
Yeah, Blaster doing some work for him. I mean, he just got decent ult off here, but. We're seeing this Bloodseeker shard go to work. Once the Flesh Heap is out, that pure damage chunk is nasty. And limited stuns on Liquid side too, right? And we saw multiple TVs in this engagement. That lasso is super important. They have to get a good target, especially if Nyx goes down. That was what set that fight all up. Gem on Armel. He's going in aggressively on the Nyx, turning that paradigm around. That's the best way they can start a fight. Remove those limited stuns. Let's Bloodseeker Veno go to town. The kiting.
It might be a reason why... Insania went for the Ignis Fatuus, just, more stuns. I would be surprised to see if he tries to go for, like, a Scythe of Ice next. They just need more catch.
I mean, this is your poor man stun, but sometimes it does the trick.
I mean, it helped. He got the kill on DJ in that last fight.
Anything to hold heroes next to his Bristle Pudge is pretty much what you want this game.
Yeah. Still rocking the Seeds of Serenity, huh?
Maybe he just likes playing trees, no?
Could be.
Makes the world a better place, Cap. Not everything's about death and destruction.
All right, so we got the Aghanim Scepter with the shard on the Shadow Demon.
The military man, and you didn't agree with that. You were debating that one for a while. I like my war.
What is this hippie nonsense you're coming to me with, SVG?
Seeds of Serenity.
All right, so triple Demonic Cleanse, triple Demonic Purge. I mean, this is when I feel like Shadow Demon really starts bumping.
This is where he's a shadow man from a shadow boy. Yeah, he has got everything in the world. He's got his Philosopher's Stone cooking. Triple of everything. More spells than his heart desires.
Yeah, I mean, you actually just can't get Sticky Napalmed at that point in time.
Yeah, we didn't even mention it, but yeah, the triple Demonic Cleanse versus Bat. Even some of the Solar Binds.
The goo coming out from Bristleback. It's actually amazing, this game.
Yeah. Even just extra heals in the fight. Pretty nice to just... Anything that makes the fight last longer has to favor Fnatic.
Yeah.
assuming Bloodseeker's alive. Now, if Bloodseeker dies.
Now, Palos, that would be a good target to be able to grab first. They
Lincoln's
broke the Lincolns, the hook comes through, and they manage to grab him. He gets off the BKB first. Meanwhile, they've also got the Shadow Demon. No disruption, going to be able to come in. He doesn't have a buyback either. Jabs, he gets off a good ultimate with the BKBs, though. It looks like Fnatic may be on full retreat here. Armel does have the coil and push through and gets the Nyx assassin kill, but does he have a way out? He's going to be able to jaunt to his orb. The hook is not going to be on point this time around. Armel, blink out. He'll be fine. So, Armel, once again, just kind of diving into these fights, but knows, because of the lack of stuns, he trusts that he can get out. He was right there. Gets the Nyx kill.
Nice fight for Liquid. I think the best case scenario for them is 5e Bloodseeker. If you ever go on him, he's the engine that makes this Fnatic lineup tick.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great fight. On top of that, they caught the Shadow Demon on the side.
It's like the 1-2 punch, right?
Yeah,
it's like if you get the Bloodseeker and you stop the save mechanism, Shadow Demon.
So between their 3 stunners, they want to find 2 of those every time. They got both of them. Do they get the Bloodseeker kill? No, but you know, you take what you can get. You're still powering up this Bristleback who AC on him. All right, now you're in late game Bristleback territory. You've got your Seal Totem. See how strong you are.
Kind of running out of slots. I assume he's holding on to the Vanguard because he's going to go back for an Abyssal Blade. Replace that hood.
Yeah, probably.
But he is, I mean, he's peaking.
This is what peak performance looks like.
Yeah.
Seal flopping into the fight.
That's my move, Avery.
You know, somebody's
smoke
probably not
from
happy
Fnatic. This time around, they're going to go for the Rupture
toss.
back. Does a ton of damage, too. And they managed to get the bash as well. No dismember coming out whatsoever. And it's going to be a dead Pudge to start things off. They look to be able to grab more heroes, but...
This is Roshan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is.
Perfect timing from Fnatic here. One of the best targets they can get. If Pudge or Bristle are off the field, it doesn't feel like the Liquid can take the fight. Does Mickey even have buyback? He doesn't. Might just be Roshan going Fnatic's way. And this is an objective Liquid wants every time in this game, right? This is not a Roshan that Matumbo wants to give up at all.
Yeah, and that's why Liquid, they've already swapped around into the Radiant Triangle area.
I mean, Fnatic's going to take this fight. 5v4, no Pudge.
Yeah, I mean, surely, right? They've got 30 seconds to take it.
I think you can force the fight here. Like, you've got pretty much, I mean, Rupture in 15. Maybe they're waiting for it.
It seems like they feel like vision is all important for these fights. They are holding around their ward and waiting for Liquid to bump into them.
Poking Matumba down. Still, this Roche got delayed. Mickey up in 10. He has the outpost to come back to. Is there a world where you try and kill him? All right, Rupture
another Rupture, another toss back, and another round of ultimates as the Bristleback using the BKB does have a little bit of time, but the Purge is just preventing him from doing so much. Nice disruption save as well. Jab's getting a little bit low. The Totem goes forward. He finishes him off. A TP out denied as the coil comes through from Armel. Mickey is here, and he's got his BKB, but once again, the Bloodseeker challenges him to a fight, and Mickey knows that's a fight he can't win. He did heal up. Matumba made a decent amount and got the hook onto the puck, but they didn't have the damage. He jumps away once again. Boxing, meanwhile, in the middle of no man's land. He is...
Stun them all?
Oh, no! Palos gets the Maelstrom proc needed to get that kill. But can they do Roshan? 2 people died on the side of Liquid, but all of Fnatic, or at least some of them, are a little bit low.
That was Jab's buyback as well. So this Veno expending a lot of gold to try and maintain this objective. He just got pushed down super far on the net worth chart. Suddenly, this Liquid ball coming into full force here.
Here it is, the team fight readiness. I love the check mark on the tiny grow. That is indeed ready. He's ready to go. But you could see a lot of ultimates on cooldown for both sides here.
You have to force this Roche. Your
no BKBs available either. I feel like that's the advantage of Fnatic, surely.
Yeah, they just still can't force it. Howells is getting beat up, and I mean, he has Refresher now, so double Rupture can come out.
Insania. Are you going to check that ward spot? Armel is waiting for you. So's DJ.
Fnatic really wants to get these Liquid supports out of the fight. It frees up the puck so much. Little Flag Bear running down. You got to clean him up.
Okay. Everybody getting back up. All 5. BKB's coming off cooldown. Ultimate's off cooldown.
Oh, double damage.
Oh, that's not fair.
You can purge it off here. You can purge it off.
That's true. That's true.
Toss
DJ.
back.
Toss back, no rupture this time. Oh, they clipped him. He's going to be hooked back down, and he'll stop his TP. So they do have an answer to being clipped.
But BKB though.
Yeah, I mean, without his BKB.
Now back to forcing the Roshan. Try and force Liquid into you. Zai smoked up.
Oh, if he gets the right kind of hook here, Armel's going to stop him though. Jumps in, Silence, half his health, gone already. Mickey gets forced out to safety. But a good start for Fnatic. They can go back to finishing up this Roshan.
This is going to come down to Aegis.
They're helping out Palace. He's going to pop his BKB. They're all in for it. Who's going to be able to outright click it? It's on the ground somewhere. Boxy managed to grab the Aegis of all the heroes. It's the Nyx Assassin who grabs it, but inside the pit, they just get comboed down. Mickey's going to go for the TP out. A bash first hit. Bash for Palos.
Praise, Gabe.
Gets Mickey killed, and the Nyx Assassin, that second life is worthless to him. They may have stopped the Aegis going into the hands of Fnatic, and I don't know where the shard went, but it is still Fnatic winning that fight through and through.
I think Bristle ended up with the shard. I have no idea. I think Matumba ended up picking it up here and using it, and just, yeah, they get the spoils, but pay a heavy price. Full combo for DJ coming out here, sending them into the Netherrealm. Bash on top of it. Paolo's going to be happy with his RNG today.
Oh, yeah. That was a nice little cherry on top of a great team fight. So, yeah, it does look like we've got the shard and Matumba bands, so.
Probably not the one they were hoping for in this game, but it's a decent one, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, they'll take it on a fight like that, too, right? Yeah. So, a lot of net worth on Liquid's side still. These fights are just, they feel so hard, unless they get this Bloodseeker out of the fight. Again, this Bloodseeker shard, perhaps the most valuable item in this game. The amount of damage it lets him do to these heroes.
Yep. And he even got nerfed a little bit. Missing 0.2% from last patch, but it is
doesn't
doing
feel
so
like
much.
it.
Yeah.
He's almost 25, so now you're going to have 4 ruptures up. I mean, that's when this game just becomes so hard. Puck's 25 as well. Octarine online.
And again, the only way to be able to stop that kind of play is getting the right initiation, but we've only seen Liquid pull that off once, maybe twice.
Fnatic's just camping their wards. And who's going to run in and try and deward this, right? You're getting instantly tossed rupture. Yeah, that's the benefit of just defending these high grounds. They have the Veno wards to help them do it. These tanky heroes have to run through there. I mean, Zai, he's got ninja gear. That helps him a lot. It's going to help him run through some of this gunk and try and find the opening. He was trying to do it that last fight and ended up going lower in the river instead of higher, but the Lincoln Sphere is also causing him problems, so he has Yules and Force Staff to try and combat these. Again, he would love to pick up this Bloodseeker or Shadow Demon. If he goes for the Bloodseeker, it's a risky play as well. Does he get disrupted and then he BKBs out of the disruption? It's a hard initiation for him. I don't think Boxy can do it anymore, and I mean, Boxy's got Ags, so he's pretty happy to burrow somewhere and try and let the fight come to him.
Yeah. And that'll be kind of the next test for Fnatic. I feel like they've shown that in these, middle of the map fights, especially with the way they're playing around the vision, they have a strong understanding of how to win these fights against Liquid, but can they actually end the game?
That is a question. Going high ground looks very difficult here. Bat Nyx with a burrow.
Yeah.
Not to mention, this Insania Coddle has a goddamn Hex. He has been farming up the waves. He's got his cooldown as well from the Quickening Charm, so cast range for this hero is absolutely absurd. This random Hex can come out of nowhere. He can pop Lincolns as well with the Solar Bind, put him in the Will-O-Wisp, Hex him up. Suddenly you have some extra form of initiation here that doesn't even require him stepping up too much.
But then again, this is something that we've talked about a lot, is the fact that it's simply not feasible to just stay in your base anymore, right? Because these Roshans and everything that's, all the farm you can get on the field, you just can't give that up anymore.
I think third Roshan, yeah, that's the straw that breaks the back. Those Ags and Refreshers are just way too strong.
So Liquid, they do smoke themselves out. They kind of mirror wherever Fnatic is going. Move to the opposite side of the map, pick up some farm. They get the Abyssal Blade now for the Bristleback, and he's closing in on his level 25, so he will do a lot of damage if he can ever get on top of somebody. But we've seen that has been a constant problem for him, so.
The upside, though, is a lot of this Fnatic strength is invested in the spells, between the Shadow Demon spells, the Veno. The actual item scale is not going to progress to an insane amount here for Fnatic, right? What is Jabs going to get in the next 5 minutes here that changes his hero. I mean, he is super poor after the buyback. He has an A on disc. That's about it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Liquid, they can rat this map out. They have Coddle, they have Bat Rider. I don't see Fnatic ever going high ground with it without Aegis here or massive pickoffs.
Another smoke out from Liquid, but spotted. Fnatic. Very nice reaction from them. Immediately retreating to their high ground, well, not Observer ward, but Venomancer wards anyway.
I mean, Fnatic always wants Liquid to jump into them.
Yeah.
That is the name of the game. Anytime they can bait Liquid diving deep into the Veno spells, set the fight up for Puck where he sees the Nyx, isn't afraid of getting Carapace, that's going to be the dream for them. And if they ever feel like Liquid leaves their base, they can poke this high ground and force them back. They're worried about the lasso and the hook, though. Like, you're talking about going high ground. I feel like even poking this high ground, the more I look at it, it's pretty spooky. I mean...
Yeah, who wants to do this, huh?
Let the flag bearer go and sacrifice himself.
Yeah, like nobody wants to just show and hit that tower just because of the potential of what Liquid could do.
DJ looking for the toss rupture potentially.
He is going to be able to get the toss. No rupture just yet. Mickey pops BKB. Meanwhile, the Ignis Fauna is going to be able to control DJ right in front of the tier 3, but it's still Mickey who is susceptible to Palos, and the physical damage just runs him through. They do have the Bat right in the back line held in by the coil, but it looks like, oh no, Armel didn't have enough to be able to get away. But Top of Man fighting up against Palos, who gets healed after heal from the Shadow Demon, but they cannot go for this Bristle Back underneath the tier 3. Mickey with a buyback, misses the hook on a Januel. Should be able to get jabs though, sticks on top of him with the rod. That's a kill, no problem. What about Januel though? Hiding in the trees, doesn't have a way out, spotted by Liquid. So the buybacks will pay off for Team Liquid. They not only hold, but they get a few kills there.
Double core buyback expensive. That high ground defense showing its strength. Still, all things considered, that's probably one of the hardest fights for Fnatic to take, and they come out okay with it. You know, they're not going to lose their Bloodseeker, the most important hero in this game. Those ruptures just insanely hard.
Oh no!
Who's
yes!
Who?
Stormcrafter into an offensive Yules. That's a clever move. He still doesn't have TP though. And he does have the gem. Oh man.
I think he's clear. That would have been a nice pickup though.
Oh, no way. They know he's here somewhere?
They scanned him.
They had the scan on him. Jeez, I mean, Fnatic. I felt like that trade-off wasn't the worst in the world, but if they continued to lose heroes, that could have been disastrous.
The way they win this game is create a high ground scenario where there aren't those buybacks. So now they have that window for the Pudge or the Bat Rider to secure it. They can wait for their Bloodseeker Refresher to come up for the multiple ruptures again. I think they're pretty happy with that exchange. Liquid's trying to get something out of it here, abuse the numbers advantage. Again, if they can anchor the fight into the Will-O-Wisp, into the Nyx, that's when they're going to be happy. Unfortunate, you have to consider that this Will-O-Wisp does break lasso, which is actually what happened there. DJ got lassoed.
Oh,
if you get pulled by, you know, the ball of light that is so powerful, it snaps the bonds of other magic.
Oh no! They fixed that for Aether Remnant, but I guess they didn't fix it for Ignis Fatus because, you know.
That's what it looked like it happened. I don't think it's been fixed, so you have to think about this a little bit. You know, don't anti-combo yourself here.
Trapping the wards, they know. It's all about playing for Roshan here. Potential spawn
running
time
in with
starts.
disc.
Yeah, Jab's just rolling up there. Checking inside the pit. It wasn't instantly spawning, but it is going to spawn very quickly. 25 seconds, and Roshan will be up. So we'll watch real quickly while these
I like how production's just fact-checking me. They're like, is that
yeah, there it is.
So he gets broken there. Kind of saves your own spell interaction. You know, makes you think about it a little bit more.
Yeah, that's something Liquid may have to consider in the future. Now, Fnatic do have the advantage here, where they can, if anybody's brave enough, and they're going to make DJ do it, hit the tier 3.
You go hit it.
Force Liquid back to the base. Then they control the Roshan field.
Look at Paolo smoked behind. You go hit that DJ. I don't want
Yeah. I mean, if there's any support to hit the tier 3, Diny's a pretty good one.
It's a decent one, right? I mean, it's about fishing for info. They just want to see something on the map.
Yeah.
Liquid shows bottom, forces all the TVs back. Now Fnatic feels pressured to re-smoke out because, of course, Roshan, it is up, and they do see it with this Veno ward.
I mean, how low is that tier 3? That creep wave has still been hitting that mid tower for a while now.
DJ went to work, man. They see Pudge in the base. This is a 5-on-4.
Yeah, they run into anybody here. Boxy set up.
Does Does Liquid really want to take this 4v5? Oh, they recalled.
They have a recall. They're going to be able to pull him back in. They spot the Bristleback. They can't go for the toss. Oh, no, the Sai stops him. A hook goes out. Mickey misses it, but they should still be able to have the DJ kill. And they got the Shadow Demon. Both the supports on the side of Fnatic are already dead, but they've got the double buybacks with a beautiful coil being set up.
Massive
and here comes Palos. Immediately gets bashed up, though. Turns around the bash onto the Bristleback. He starts looking at Boxy, but once the BKB starts running out, he's going to be able to get the coddle. Boxy popping back out, trying to go for the puck. Won't be able to get it. Hook denied. Mickey falls, and it looks like Boxy burrowing back in, but Armel certainly eventually Matumba manages, goes to the Bristleback, finishes him off, but he doesn't have any supporting cast. It's now the Bristleback against the world, tries to go for the TP out, but a disruption denies him. Can they just slowly take him down? He does get a bash in, but they should be able to just kite him, no problem. Nobody's going to die to this. The Bristleback falls.
What a fight there. I thought that was going to be the 4v5, the recall, bringing it to the 5v5. Fight looked good at the start, taking both supports out for Fnatic, but of course they both have buyback. 4 buybacks there for Fnatic because they've been able to save them the whole game. No way Liquid can even really get back into that engagement. Just wearing them down with the net worth. And look at the damage coming out from Palos. Look at the damage from Matumba. Pretty much all of Liquid's damage is through the Bristleback.
Yep.
And like we said, if the fight lasts so long that it's just him versus the world, there's just way too much kiting potential.
But the question now is, Fnatic, like, they blew all these buybacks, and ultimately they won the fight. Feels great. They got Roshan, got a huge net worth swing off of that. But how much can they do to this base before the heroes are back up on the side of Liquid?
I mean, they know there's no buyback on these 2 cores.
Yeah,
still 2 minutes. So this is the time to force it. Maybe go throne. It depends how confident they're feeling their damage. I mean, their lineup's not the great at dealing objective damage. Let's just be real. So they're probably just going to go for some Raxes here. Still, huge team fight win. We didn't mention it, but Armel just went absolutely ham on the backside of that fight. I mean, he has become the real carry in this game. Like, this is late game puck, you know? His talents might have got
once he gets
around.
Octarine, you know, he's back to his full form.
I mean, they change his talents, but if you get them all, then it doesn't really matter. And he's up to it all. He's got Spell Prism on top of it. He's an absolute menace. I mean, good luck carapacing this guy.
Ooh, tried to catch DJ. All right, the rest of Liquid is up, and they still have a lane of barracks. So,
not the worst.
Yeah, they're not in the worst situation because there is, like before, it felt like they were just kind of holding on. There is now kind of a win condition available where there is a bunch of heroes without buyback on Fnatic.
4 of them. You're going to have to cut through all their spells.
But I feel like Fnatic, they don't need to do anything. They should just chill out and wait for the buybacks. But watch this fight again. Palos, you could see he was playing the distance, and once he's able to start committing in, he starts racking up the damage real quickly.
The Mjolnir procs, quad, rupture.
Rupture.
I mean, how many do you need? Let's be honest. You know, give him a couple more? I mean, what is it? 6 or 7 next patch?
I feel like the number of ruptures you get is ridiculous when you have the percentage-based damage, the instant damage you get when you rupture
10% here, 10% there.
It's like, that's kind of crazy.
There was some justice at the end of the fight, though. You know, Matumba took the club to him, bashed him a couple times. He wasn't looking so strong then.
All right, Matumba, man, he's going to have to create some space here. He's got to buy an Aghanim Scepter recipe and then throw in a Crystallis.
So just wants more burst damage, I guess. Not an easy game to itemize late here for Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, you only have a limited amount of time to get damage in as this Bristleback.
And you have to pick the right targets here, right? Like, the right combination of targets in a way.
Toss!
DJ.
Ooh. Yule's doing some work. They've actually got the Wind Waker there as well. The Shard, we do need to keep an eye on that. We saw it like once that was decently impactful, the Shard pickup on the Pudge. So you're going to see him eating this Bristleback to bail him out a fair number of times, I would say.
I mean, they might all get tossed in. DJ's level 25. He's got multiple toss charges, no target required. He's got a damn Wind Waker, for God's sake.
They set up a ward to be able to get that toss back, and there you go. Zai almost dead instantly for the toss back and then the force back up to the high ground. Eat him! Mickey saves him, bails him out. Palos is going in for it, though. He refreshes. He wants to be able to get... He's going to get bashed up. Palos, he's not very fast at all. The hook comes through. Mickey grabs him. Liquid have a chance now. The Will-O-Wisp, it's going to be able to pull these heroes in. Mickey, they're looking at him, but maybe they should just get out. Well, he's going to be able to get the toss back on his eye, but Matemba's doing some serious damage. Disruption's going to be able to buy him a little bit of time. The Shadow Demon's going to fall pretty quickly. And the BKB, once it wears out from Palos, he's doing some serious damage to the Bristleback, but he knows he needs to get away from this Nyx Assassin. Meanwhile, Mickey, he managed to grab Armel. Armel jumps into Matumba, very dangerous. Last little bit of damage, so Mickey does fall, but he does have a buyback. Boxy's going to die as well inside of the base. All buybacks going out now. Liquid fighting for their lives against Fnatic, against 5 of Fnatic. The hook. Mickey doesn't dare to throw it out there.
He's got to find something.
To the other side. He needs a pick somewhere in here. They cannot let Fnatic get away, but they do. Everybody walks out.
Still playing with him.
Armel, he's
going
just
in.
Absolutely fearless. A bash, no way. Oh,
how is he alive?
He gets out on just the smallest sliver of HP. This man is insane. There was no need to try and do any of that, but he's like, you know what? Screw him. I'm a style on these guys.
Dude, Armel is feeling himself this game. This guy wants a Reddit thread or something. I don't know. Somebody pissed him off today. He read the patch. He's like, I'm done. I'm done clowning around. He is going in for blood. Like you said, these Fnatic players have absolutely no fear. I love how they're playing this game. Very difficult game to end. I mean, this brick wall Liquid has when their base defense comes online is absolutely disgusting. DJ trying his best to break this defense by tossing people out, relocating the fight deep. Even Palos trying to use his Aegis to get something done there. I don't even know if it accomplished much.
He was so gung-ho about he's like, that damn Bat Rider. He's not getting away. He just like refreshes to pop more ruptures inside of the tier 4s. I mean, the fact that they still managed to walk away winning that fight off of what was a terrible start to it, I think says a lot about Fnatic's lead in this game. But
it's also late game puck, man. This hero is still terrifying.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to go down to that dismember. Palos bailed him out with the Abyssal.
There it is, the Dream Coil Rapid Fire.
Level 30. This is every mid player's dream right here. When you ascend to a deity.
Something that just cannot be caught.
I think the only thing that can slay a god is a really, really pudgy boy.
Yeah, just the right hook.
I mean, it has to be a dismember at this point.
Yeah,
it will kill him in the dismember. The damage is absolutely insane.
Oh yeah, he got the level 25. He went for the dismember talent, not the flesh heap stacks.
Exactly. So you got to find him on a Carapace or a Hex from Insania and just start eating him up. Hope the saves aren't there. I mean, at this point, Zai's job is to lasso anybody. Just take anybody you can get.
Just anybody.
I mean, there's too many saves, right? There's this Wind Waker on DJ. There's a Disruption that can come out. There's Lincoln Spheres that can be thrown on somebody else. I mean, at this point, your idea about Dota goes out the window, right? We're almost at 60 minutes. The game becomes way too chaotic. This might even go to another Roshan here.
Speaking of, 60 minutes.
Ooh.
Is Fnatic just going to hold out for another Roshan? And if they hold out for another Roshan, they hold out for 60-minute items as well? No, they go for a smoke. They say it's time to end it here and now.
Smoke. I mean, Veno warded up. Look for the tossback. Your tossbacks are your best friend here.
Liquid, they have no buybacks. And Fnatic, they almost have all of them.
Jabs,
drops the wards, goes for the tossback. There it is, the Bristleback. Taken outside of the base, and Palos starts going to work. Can Matumba Man fight against this? The hook back into the heat. He is alive. Mickey has pulled him out of the fire and flames and back to the safety of the fountain.
TJ, once more. Nice Carapace.
Once again, they are so desperate to keep forcing these fights. Fnatic are going to fight into the tier 4s. They're going through this Nyx Assassin. They're going to deal with the Will-O-Wisp. They're tossing got this Nyx Assassin. He's popping the Spike Carapace. Mickey comes in. He goes for the Dismember on Jabs instead of trying to save the Nyx Assassin. And there goes Boxy. Mickey right in the middle of all of them. But Palos decides to call it quits. They're going to retreat, wait out these BKBs. They've got a little bit of time here, but DJ, he's not going to let them get back. Matumba Man, he's been tossed back in, forced to be able to fight, forced to go for DJ, pushed away from Mickey. He's dead for 2 minutes. Liquid, not going to be able to have much left in the tank anymore. Jabs, push. Oh, this is just dirty. Playing them absolutely like a fiddle. Jabs, you disgusting Venomancer player. Toying with Liquid through and through to the absolute end, and they will close out this game 58 minutes. Fnatic will finally take it.
Would you say he did latent toxicity some justice
That
there?
was some
nasty
toxicity for sure.
These are the late game fights versus a lineup with infinite kiting potential. These two cores between the Pudge and the Bristle just getting run around like a circus, man.
Yeah.
It's just too hard to stick on people, and can't help but feel that Liquid, they had the strength on the early game from Mickey. It was super good. But Tumba Bristle, he had a very good timing on that Axe.
Yeah.
Just too hard to force the Roshan or any of these towers.